Welcome back to Bourbon and Ash. Come join us as we explore the world of bourbon and cigars, which offers a rich tapestry of flavors, aromas, and experiences.
I'm Nicole.
I'm Zachariah.
I'm Manuel.
And I'm Trisha.
Come join us in this episode where we will get lost in time with a castle and a forest, and we'll also be reviewing an upcoming cigar.
I felt so good when I'm booking just the same. Boom, 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 boom. Gonna shoot you right down off of your feet. Boom, 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 boom. Bang, 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 bang.
Hey, how's everybody doing this week?
It's been great.
Yeah.
Well, for all you viewers, you probably have noticed that we've got a little bit of a different arrangement this week.
That's right.
We've decided to kind of give a more up and personal a view of our studio, and we're going to kind of do a more sit down, comfortable, let's talk about this and enjoy our drinks.
Absolutely. Yes. We are going to extend our living room to your living room. Absolutely.
So we're going to discuss this castle in the forest.
That's right.
Old Distillery, actually used to be called Old Taylor Distillery.
E.H. Taylor, back in the early 1900s is when he passed. 1887.
Mm-hmm.
And he passed 1923. Yeah.
So this distillery was one of a few that he had started.
Correct.
He kind of came from a well-to-do family. He was in the banking industry along with his father, which kind of brings me to our B&A question of the day. Any of you ladies, and Manuel, you included, do you guys know the story about E.H. Taylor being a junior one, and then what the E.H. actually stands for?
I don't know. Edward. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know. Edmund Howard?
Okay.
Howard. I was thinking Howard for the second name.
Okay. Manuel?
Edmund Howard.
No.
Howard.
No.
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 I don't remember.
You know, but you don't know.
I know,
but I don't know.
Okay. So actually, it's a funny story. I just learned this today doing some research. E.H. is actually short for Edward Haynes Taylor.
Yeah.
Now, the junior, weird coincidence, his dad was not a senior. So he was adopted. His dad died when he was rather young.
Oh, gotcha.
His uncle also happened to have the name of E.H. Taylor, Edmund Haynes Taylor. Well, he adopted Colonel Taylor, as we know him.
Right.
And because everybody was confusing the names, they decided to throw the junior at the end of his name so they would not confuse him with him. Thus the name E.H. Taylor Jr.
Wow.
Good little side note.
No, that's fantastic.
Yeah. So anyway, he liked to spend a lot of money. We've been to the distillery.
Yes.
We saw the amount of money that was put into it, and of course it was updated. Long story short, the actual Old Taylor Distillery ended up going bankrupt in the early 1900s. He was investing way too much money in fur coats for his wife, and a little bit on the partying side, bringing a lot of people.
He was a host.
He was a host.
Absolutely. He was a fantastic
and he
host.
built the distillery
And
in
he
order to
built
host.
That's right.
That was his connection.
Yes.
Aside from the bourbon, he would bring people from all around. He had his own rail, right? And he would bring people from the East Coast, host them, and give them a great time.
Great time.
Which is fantastic. I mean, and you're turning the hands of time back into the 1900s, mid 1800s or beginning. That was.
So one of the things that he kind of, and like I said, we were there. Awesome distillery. The grounds were gorgeous.
Very cool.
But what made it stand out, obviously, was it's a castle in the middle of nowhere. One, and then the grounds. They're like European. Like you would go to a castle in England and you would see these grounds, and they've of course been upkept, and they actually, maybe you guys want to talk about the cool springs that we got to go to right off of the river.
Yeah, the cool placement of the the castle is right behind it is a massive river that they actually dammed up so they could keep that water. And then next to that, not in the water, but next to it, they built the key. So it's this almost like a pool that goes down to the spring, but it's shape of a key. And that's where the name comes from, because it's castle, and then next to it is the key.
Yes, awesome. And I can imagine back in the heyday how cool it would have been to go there.
It has been said that he was born ahead of time. He was born at the wrong time. He should have been way ahead of time.
Imagine the parties.
My.
Spring with the big stone.
I'm picturing Great Gatsby kind of things going on, just like people everywhere, alcohol flowing.
So one of the questions that also came up today, doing a little research, was the name Colonel. He actually was not a colonel. He was a major general in the Army stationed there in Frankfort, Kentucky. However, the town or the state actually gave him an honorary title of colonel for everything that he did for the bourbon industry. Right. I don't know if you know that, but he went into politics, and he is actually the head, one of the head of the Industrial Revolution that coined the term bottles and bond. He pushed extremely hard to make sure that Kentucky bourbon had a good name by starting that bottles and bond, which of course we all know today as what? Making sure that bourbon met certain requirements,
the
right?
standards, yeah.
So that's
standards.
a little history. Side note is they went them out of business, but the distillery was in shambles.
Yes.
Castle and Key came back in what? 2014.
2014.
Bought the distillery.
Yep. And then they
restoring it.
They started restoring it, and they produced their first bottle in 2018, right? And they do have a gin. They have a vodka. They do have other products, but this is their flagship right here. The bourbon is what was happening back in the 1900s, and now 100 years later, after his death, is here we are.
Yeah. So this was actually their first release wasn't until 2022. So it was a little while after, which is I think what we're going to taste is like a 4-year bourbon wheat from their distillery. I have not had this one specifically, so I'm really interested in tasting that.
Yep.
Ladies, if you want to go ahead and do us the honor of opening up this and pouring it, maybe Trisha, you can talk to our audience and explain this mash bill while she's trying to get this.
I was looking at the pretty bottle.
It is a gorgeous bottle.
It is.
It's got
I got it.
the key and the lock or whatever on the side.
Yeah.
It's got the key and lock. It also has the cork could be used as a stamp. So you'll take your old-fashioned cube, you hold that top on it, and it'll actually impress. Yeah,
You just press it down into your
It'll
ice
melt
cube
it.
and
it'll
leave the
melt that
imprint.
in there.
It's
Yes.
really cool. So it has 73% white corn, and it has 16%.
17% malted barley.
And then 10%
What is
of
it?
the wheat.
That's
Wheat.
right. That's the wheated one. Way to
It's
go.
a wheated bourbon.
Nice.
While we were there, we were able to actually thieve a barrel.
Yes.
And we
this
thieved
old
a
brick
barrel
house.
of a wheated bourbon.
It was.
So
Really cool. Really cool.
It
distillery.
was,
nostalgic, historical. It's just
Yeah.
amazing that you drive up out of the boonies in this forest in this backside of the
We
country.
go around the corner and
you
there's
come
the
upon this
castle.
there's a castle. Yes,
Incredible.
absolutely beautiful. And then the gardens, they have a set of gardens with a beautiful pathway and all of the boxwoods. They're known for their line of boxwoods along
Yes.
the path.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful.
They've done a lot of work to it, but when we were there, they were still working on it. They had the old, what do you call it? The old still. Remember, it was outside.
Yes.
Ah, yes.
And so they're still working on it, but it's very cool that they're taking the time to bring it back.
And they
Yeah.
want to try and restore it as
It was
original as
supposed
possible.
to. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
That's
I mean, it's such a beautiful place, and
Absolutely.
this wheated bourbon looks delicious. So let's pick up our glasses and let's toast to everybody out there in honor of exploring this new bourbon. Cheers to you and your journey of discovery and enjoyment.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Para Dios, tu familia y tus amigos. Salud.
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 All right, a little bit on that nose.
Ooh.
Get a lot of vanilla.
Oh, yes.
Very, very sweet.
I smell apples.
Very sweet.
Like apples and vanilla.
I would agree.
Get a lot of, get a little bit of wood.
Vanilla,
And,
oak.
yeah.
I
Maybe,
smell some sort of fruit. I don't.
Yeah, I
don't
think-
feel like it's apples,
it's more like
but it
It's
does have a
crisp
fruity.
smelling, so that's why I was
Yes.
leaning towards
Yeah.
Peach.
Oh,
Peach.
maybe
Yeah,
peach.
peach,
Okay.
oak.
Yeah.
It's yeah. I
I get
definitely.
some peaches right here. Ooh, all right.
We can try it.
Oh yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
I'm ready.
Let's try this.
Oh yeah, that's
Ooh.
Mmm.
peach.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like even a honeydew.
I definitely get some honey. I do get the vanilla, the butterscotch. Definitely some wood there at the back end.
And a lot of heat.
Yeah.
I think it's spice.
peppercorn.
You think it's heat? I think it's spice.
but it's
Ooh.
warm as well.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because honestly, I didn't expect that. Which reminds me, when we thieved the barrel,
It was spicy.
our host Valerie,
They
she asked us,
Mhm.
"I want you to tell me what kind
And
of
we
bourbon
thought it was a
do you
rye.
think this
Thought it was
is?"
a rye.
And
It
we
was a
thought it was
very
a
rye.
rye whiskey because it was so spicy.
Yeah.
There's definitely pepper. Like,
Oh, for sure.
Pepper
yes,
in the-
on the
Mhm.
taste for sure, and it's still there. Like it.
oh,
totally
it's
lingers.
still there. Yeah, absolutely.
So I don't know that I would classify that as a Kentucky hug, but it does have.
Oh, it's a
not
hug.
smooth
I feel
in
the
the
hug.
sense
I'm
that
feeling the hug.
right here in the back of my throat.
It's a little delayed.
It's a delay.
It goes down.
Delayed.
It's coming.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
slowly like melting down. You can feel the warmness.
Yes.
You do get a little warm.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
And this is a wheated, no rye.
Weeded, yes.
Yeah.
No rye.
So vanilla and pepper and oak.
And I-
That's my main.
My mouthfeel is a little on the drier, so it leaves my mouth feeling a little dry, and it stays very centered.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, sometimes I drink and it does like almost make my mouth feel.
Yes.
Mhm.
That's interesting.
Oh,
You get that Cabernet feeling.
like it's almost like it's coated. I
Yeah.
don't know how else to describe it, but on this one, it's almost like when you're drinking like a dry wine and it kind of dries up your mouth a little bit. That's kind of what this does.
Well, as well as it coats the glass.
You would think there would be plenty of minerals
Yes.
in there.
It's really nice.
No, it's good. It is on the more spicier
Spicy.
end on that back of
Oh,
my
yeah.
throat, where the tongue
yeah.
meets the back of my throat.
Yes.
But it stops there. I've had bourbon
That goes all
where
the way
it goes
down.
all the way down. It burns all the way down.
That's right.
Bad. Trisha, you'd probably like that.
You would love that, Trish.
No.
This
The
is like,
spice.
where's those bottles?
I actually,
Yeah.
I really like the spice.
No,
Yeah.
this is good. I
And I honestly, both times, I didn't expect it to be spicy.
yeah.
When we thieved the barrel, it was very spicy.
Yes.
I was very surprised to learn that it was.
What do you mean,
weeded.
Trisha? You're thieving the barrel. Are you still in it from the distillery?
Yes.
Ah.
That is
You
exactly.
wish.
That is exactly what we're doing.
So I don't know the
Still.
terminology for anything, but there is a type of tube. So
It's a siphon.
they pop
A
the
siphon, yeah.
the stopper, which is
The-
called a bung.
The bun.
Copper siphon.
Is it a siphon?
Uh-huh.
Okay, they take that copper siphon, which is just a little tube. You put your finger over the hole, just like taking a straw to a drink and pulling up,
And this is coming
Whatever you
fresh out of like they just pop that
Right out
cork
of the
and
barrel.
we're
Right
gonna
there.
try this barrel and see if it's ready.
Yeah.
Yep, and it's on its side.
Yeah.
They just
Ready to
pop
go?
Yeah.
the bung, and you thieve it, and then you put it in your glass.
You
Yeah.
thieve it.
You
so
thieve it.
Called
so
thieving.
it's stealing.
You're
It
still
is.
in
Stealing
still in the
Right
bourbon.
out of the
Right
barrel.
out of the barrel.
Right out.
Given
Yeah.
permission to
All
steal.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Valerie
So-
was totally cool with it.
And this was an amazing experience. This was our first experience going on a tour where our gracious host Valerie actually took us into a rick house, took us to a barrel, opened up the cork, the bung,
Yeah.
and
Let us
thieved
leave.
it and let us just peer right out into our glasses. It was amazing.
Which I
was
believe it was the
fantastic.
we
It was.
did. Yeah.
It was
was
the weeded
weeded.
because it wasn't bottled at
That's
that
right.
time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We were there. They were looking to put this out, and they were talking to people, and we really enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. Save a little bit of your drinks
Oh,
here,
yes.
ladies, because we do have a cigar
Yeah.
that Mr. Rada brought us here today, the Try. maybe you can go a little bit about what you brought us here to try and why
Well,
you are wanting to pair it.
Absolutely. I would love to do that, but I need the B&A on the bourbon.
Oh,
Shoot.
good
I'm
job.
just saying.
Oh
Just
my!
saying, 'cause
Our
I'm-
people want it.
They do.
Yes.
This is what they signed
want
up
to
for.
The
know.
comical
And we're-
portion of the video is our B&A
Yeah, that's
scale.
right.
Good
It's the
job.
scale.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, let's start on the high side.
Okay. All right.
High side. Yes, I am going to give it a 9.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
nice.
saw that coming.
Yeah,
like it.
no surprise.
Very surprised, just because when I hear weeded, I automatically think sweet.
I think it's gonna be mine.
And it is sweet, but it's also very peppery and definitely get a good Kentucky hug.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to give it a 9.
All right.
Do we know what the proof is on this?
This is a 98%.
98.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
that kind of explains some of the hugs.
Yeah, it's a little on the higher end that we've
side.
tried lately.
Yeah.
You're correct.
That is
Good
correct.
question. What are you going to rate?
I don't figured we just.
Ladies first.
Oh, okay.
Always ladies first.
Okay, I was hoping you'd go last because you guys are going to be really disappointed, but it is not my favorite. Though it does have amazing flavors, they're just not flavors that I care for. I don't like the pepper. I don't like smoky. There's a little bit of vanilla I can get behind, so I'm probably going to go like a 5.
Okay. All
But there is lots of flavor, so if you enjoy lots of flavors, this is where you want to go. You want to use it for a mixed drink. This is a great one. It'll hold up. But to me, it's not something I would grab and just sip.
Okay. Well, I'll go next.
Okay.
I prefer wheated over rye, even though it has a little bit of that lingering warmth on the back of my throat. Doesn't bother me. It's a smooth drink.
It is.
This could be a bottle I have in my collection, and I would drink it without hesitancy, and without knowing the MSRP. I would say it's easily a 7.5.
Okay.
I like
All
the
right.
color. I like the smell. It's got more of that fruit forward, that peach, and then honey on the tongue, and then it does have a little warmth, but it doesn't burn all the way down.
I agree with you. The color's fantastic for it. It's got a nice little amber color to it. I would have to agree with you. 7.5 is probably where I'm at on that. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
So fantastic.
All right, 5, 9, 7.5. Interesting.
Not bad.
Shockingly,
Okay.
I'm the lowest.
Let's get into the cigar and maybe do a little explanation for everybody what it is and why we are pairing it with this wheated bourbon.
Okay.
All right.
Fantastic. Let's get started.
Let's get started.
So today we have a Toro-sized cigar, and this is made by Cuban stock. Cuban stock originated in the East Coast back in 1996. They've expanded into multiple lines with the Reserva, the Select Reserva. They have a few different lineups now. I thought this one would pair up very well with what we're drinking today because of it's supposed to be a little on the sweet side.
Okay, you'll like that.
It's a medium body, medium to light, versus we've had some medium to heavy. So this is medium to light.
Okay.
You get some good. I get some very citrus.
I can
Citrus.
definitely smell
Citrus.
Strong citrus.
A lot of citrus.
sweet.
You get some sweet.
I do.
Right.
It almost smells like honeysuckle.
And this is
Yes.
a newer company. I mean, they're like brand new, like within like 1990s.
96.
96 they started
96 is
up.
when they started up.
Yeah.
Philadelphia is where they're at.
Oh.
It's a husband and wife team. She's a native, and he is from
Is
Israel.
Israel?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I believe so.
So yeah.
Interesting.
Let's go ahead and
Yeah.
And they're getting their leaves from the Dominican Republic, correct?
Correct.
And this is, you said this was a Toro, or this was the...
This is a Toro size.
Toro, so-
this is a Toro.
What is Toro classified as, a 6-inch?
The Toro is, yes, a 6-inch.
Okay.
A 6-inch. This is a 52 gauge cigar, and it's supposed to have a little bit of a sweet cap on it. Let's been a minute since I've had these. Since I've had one
Well,
of
it
these.
smells delicious without even inhaling anything yet. Just on this first burn to get it prepped.
Oh yes.
It does smell good. They have a very cool band.
Right?
It's got it's
Very
very
artesian.
yes, very
It's
regal
almost
looking.
like we went with Castle and Key, which I have to point out they did a fantastic job on their label. Super cool. They're weeded. They accent the door with orange, an orange kind of a grapefruit color. I think there's a lot of small details that went into that label, which pairs well with the art and what they went on this string here.
Yeah, no, it's
think it
just
looks
by
good.
itself without even pairing it or getting any notes from the bourbon. This is definitely mild. It's initial right off the palate is sweet, but it's not heavy.
It's not super sweet either.
It is not super sweet.
Yeah.
It's unlike some of the sweeter ones that we've had in the past, but this is not as heavy as that last one that we did either. So this is more in between that sweet and that heavier one.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a nice pull on it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lighter wrapper than that last one as well. That wrapper is
Oh, it is.
much lighter.
It's
So
much
if the
lighter.
wrapper is lighter, it's a lighter cigar.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily. But in a lot of instances, you are correct. The darker the wrapper, the stronger it's going to be. But this being a light wrapper, it does. It's almost like a Connecticut. So that's also a very light leaf, and it smokes pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm enjoying this one. I think when we do the B&A, I think I'm going to be a little bit more favorable this time,
Okay.
as opposed to the last one. So
It's got some
you
nice.
at
nice
home
ash
may be a
starting.
little shocked on my rating here, but yeah, it draws nicely. It's not heavy. I don't get that super dark coffee. This is mild. The smell is sweet. It's not
It has
necessarily
great.
sweet.
It does have good smell insofar as on the floral, on the
Aromatic.
aromatics. Yeah, I like it. The taste is good. I like the. It's got some earthy notes. A little bit of that cocoa, like that cocoa. Dark cocoa.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm gonna pair this.
Well, before you pair it,
Yes.
let's give the cigar rating that we
Okay,
won't
okay.
tamper with the
Sure.
palate.
Absolutely.
Nicole, let's start with you. What do you, just based on the minimum puffs you've had and the burn?
Yeah, I mean it's not super intense. That being said, it doesn't really have a lot of flavor, I think. I don't really taste a lot of flavor in there, and which might not be a bad choice if you just wanted to have something super mild. This is a great choice for that. But yeah, I mean it's a decent cigar. I would say a 6. Yeah, pretty
Okay.
decent cigar.
That was better than your last review.
I'm going to give this cigar. I'm going to give it an 8. The B&A says 8.
8.
It's a little light for me, but it is very pleasant. It does drag very well. As you can see, my ash, the ashes are burning really nice.
Yeah, pretty nice.
It's got nice aromatics. I enjoy it. I'll give it a solid 8.
Me personally,
Dad jokes.
I'll agree with you again.
Yeah.
I think this is an 8. Is it my favorite? No, but it's good. I like that upfront smell, and
Yeah.
I like the draw. it's nothing like that last cigar. So I could see myself enjoying this. What's the MSRP on this? And then maybe go back a little
Let's
bit
go
in
back
time,
in time.
on the MSRP.
See, we
on
told
the
you we'd go
bourbon.
back in time.
That's right.
Let's go back in time.
Well, I'm going to pair while you guys are
So
doing
we are
that.
speaking about Castle and Key. Castle and Key is a $55 MSRP.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's under that $60 mark.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's solid, 98 proof. I think it's pretty good.
Okay.
It's a good value.
Yeah.
It's a good value. Could it be better? Maybe, but at $60, it does hold up to it. So yeah.
And the MSRP on this.
The MSRP on these cigars is $11, $12.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Decent.
Yeah.
Decent.
They're very decent.
Mhm.
Well, that definitely becomes sweeter on the cigar.
Oh, okay. Here we
now
go.
that I've paired it.
All right, let's.
I get more citrus out of this now, having that on my palate.
Spicier. It's spicier. It makes my eyes water.
I could do this combination.
Yeah?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so we've had a chance to pair both the bourbon and the cigar.
Mm-hmm.
I personally enjoy it.
Mhm.
If we're going to do a rating combination on these two for our viewers at home, let's start with you, Nicole. What would you say as a pairing? We know what you did individually, but as a pairing, is this something that you could see? And give us your rating.
I'll give it a 6. Go ahead.
Yeah. Go for it.
Yeah, I was along the same lines with you. I enjoy it as a pairing.
I just asked myself.
He
You're
made an
fine.
ash of himself.
You're fine. As a pairing, I'm easily an 8.
Nice.
I don't know. I don't know. I said I don't know because I actually had an 8 in my mind before we started. Once I had that mouthfeel and I was dissecting it, I was like, man, this is a solid 8 for me. We've been on cue this time.
I was gonna say
I was like, wow, yeah, 8 for me.
Okay.
The pairing was fantastic. It was
That is
very
your
easy.
third fist bump?
That's right. Boom. I like it.
Okay.
That's right.
So for all you viewers at home, we highly recommend both these products. We'll leave links down below for both the cigar and the distillery as well. Please always remember, we hope you enjoy our content. We do it for you as much as we enjoy doing this. So please hit that subscribe button, and remember, turn that notification on so that you get notifications on any new episodes or shorts that we put out. And always feel free to leave comments. We're always looking at
That's right. We're always looking at the comments. Keep them coming. Put them down below. We do read those, and they're helping us. So continue to put them on there. Any questions, any suggestions, as we've mentioned in the past, we're open about it. So feel free, reach out, give us thumbs up, pass it around, let your friends know about this if you enjoy it. Obviously, like Zach was saying, we enjoy doing this with you guys as much as we enjoy doing it here as well. But give us that like, subscribe.
Okay, well, that's it for us this evening.
That's it.
And as always from BNA, always drink responsibly.
responsibly.